What's up, guys? It's Professor Gnome, and today we're going to be looking at Dialga Vstar and Dialga V. I've just really been enjoying metal decks right now, or I guess steel type decks. It's been a lot of fun. It's a weird kind of thing where like Chien-Pao is on the rise because Charizard's so good, so then you hit for weakness against Chien-Pao, and like you resist all the other Charizard, counters in the meta right now. So it's actually been really fun, and the deck's actually a lot stronger than I originally gave it credit for. So I'm looking at Dialga V-Star, and the way we're gonna do this is that we're gonna power it up and pair it with Metang, since it has the Metal Maker ability. And so what we're gonna be able to do is look at the top 4 cards of our deck, attach any basic metal energies to any of our Pokemon, and then just return the rest to the bottom. So with 2 on the board, we're going to be looking at the top 8 cards of our deck, pulling any energies we want out of there, and attaching them any way we like. We also run Mew. Mew is really good because not only is it a free retreater, but also in this instance, we're going to be able to use genome hacking in really interesting ways, depending on the matchup, since what we'll be able to do is we can power it up whenever we want with Metang, use the Mew in order to kind of get ourselves into sorry, I don't know if that came up for you guys, but a random like pop-up on my screen came up. Anyway, we'll be able to actually use our opponent's Radiant Greninja if they play it. By what the strategy here is that what we can get ourselves into is that we can actually Prime Catcher the Greninja into the active, bring our Mew in, Metang energies to it, and steal the Moonlight Shuriken, and be able to snipe our opponent's bench off. So it's actually really helpful in a lot of different scenarios that you wouldn't really expect it. We also obviously play the Zamazenta, since the Metal Shield is nice, but really we're looking for the Retaliate. We can power it up super quickly, have a single prize attacker that can do a ton of extra damage, and really kind of pop off. And then also we're using Ciphermaniac Codebreaking. The reason for this is that what we'll be able to do is we'll get 2 cards to the top of our deck. We can either draw them with genome hacking if we want, or what we'll be able to do is guarantee ourselves double energy placements with the Metang, just to make sure we're always able to get kind of exactly what we're looking for. I play 1 Jacq just to make sure that I'm able to get into my Metangs as fast as possible. Get that all set up, and then the rest of our supporter cards are just bossing, getting into new hands and going from there. The list is pretty simplified. We play a ton of energies, but yeah, that's going to be the list, guys. Definitely let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Definitely let me know what you want to see next on the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, all that kind of stuff, and join the Discord that we have running now. We're looking to start a tournament soon. If you do join the Discord, there is a forum when you enter in the announcements page, just for any feedback on the tournament, what times of day would work for you, and what days, so that way we can get a tournament running of as many people as possible, that want to enter can enter. There's also a post on my channel, so if you want to subscribe and view it that way, that would also be a great help. But yeah, don't forget to join the Discord, all that kind of stuff, and I will see you guys in game 1. Peace. Alright, so we're into game number 1, and we will be going first. Not a bad open, but a little bit awkward. We don't love having Beldum into the active, but it's fine. We can manually attach to it and force a retreat if we want. Does look like we're up against, if I had to guess, I would assume we're playing into a Great Tusk Mill, but that's actually not bad for us, and the reason for that, yeah, it is Great Tusk Mill. The reason why that's not that bad for us is what we'll be able to do is, alright, so we're gonna go Dialga here, we'll go double Beldum, get all those set up nice and well for us. We will manually attach, and yeah, we'll retreat, and we'll just put Dialga in the active. That's fine. the reason why this matchup's actually not going to be that bad for us is, one, our Star Chronos will get us 2 turns, so we'll be able to kind of bypass the mill a little bit. We do play a lot of Ionos, and we can build up kind of a hand, so we'll be able to put our hands back into the deck and kind of work that way. We play a bunch of Super Rods as well, so, you know, we're always going to be shuffling stuff back in. So it shouldn't be that bad for us. I don't think the mill will come fast enough to actually, you know, really, really affect us. Alright, so what's our next turn gonna look like? I think depending on what we draw, unless we draw something like amazing that like we really, really want, what we're gonna do is we'll Ultra Ball away 1 energy and a Super Rod, get ourselves our Dialga Vstar. We'll drop the Metang, manually attach 1 energy, search with Metang, and just start getting damage off. I think it's going to be the best way to play it. They did get the double turbo, so we'll see what they choose to discard. They will get rid of our top 4, which isn't that big of a deal. Let's see, they got rid of 1 Turo, a trekking shoe. Alright, so we didn't lose anything that important. The Dialga Vstar is like a little bit annoying to lose, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. We could get ourselves a Zamazenta, but that's not going to actually matter. So we'll go ahead and place this down. We'll discard the Buddy Poffin and 1 energy. Grab ourselves the Vstar. We'll place the Vstar down. We will manually attach the 1 energy. Then what we can do is Super Rod all 3 energies back into the deck. And Metal Maker. There's an extra one. We can attack for 120. Would have been nice if we hit 2, just got the first knockout. Unfortunately, we didn't. But it's not too big of a deal. Once we have 1 more energy, we will be able to take out 1 Great Tusk per turn. You know, in a pretty fast rotation, so it won't be that big of a deal. And our Star Chronos is actually going to matter here. Being able to instantly KO 1, force them to bring in a second, KO that one as well, will make it a lot easier to deal with. Regular lane collapse. That's pretty huge, because we really didn't want that. We'll play the Greninja down. Go ahead and Metal Maker. There's the 1 more energy we need it, so now we're in a position that we will be able to one-shot them at all times. And one of the other things, too, about why Metal Maker is so strong is prize card 6, because it's the best prize card. Boss's Orders, okay. The reason why Metal Maker is also so good, and also why we don't really play a switch in this deck, is that all of our Pokemon have really low retreat costs, right? Unless there's something we want to be attacking with anyway. So what we'll be able to do is that we'll get into a position where even if they start like using catchers and boss and all that kind of stuff to like force an active, we can actually use Metal Maker in order to throw energies onto our Pokemon in the active and retreat it, since again Metal Maker allows us to attach to any Pokemon we like, not just the one in the active. So kind of exactly what I was just talking about. That's not that bad. We didn't really want any of that stuff anyway. An extra Dialga Vstar, kind of whatever. Unfortunately, we didn't hit anything there. We could use the boss, but it doesn't really matter. There's nothing we can really get off the Artisan either. Alright, I mean, it is what it is. We'll just have to wait. We'll hit the energies at some point. I will say this is the only thing that I don't love about this deck, and it's like you could, in theory, run something like you could choose to run something like Barrel or something like that in this deck in order to have a more consistent draw engine, because the only thing that makes this deck a little inconsistent is this moment where, like, if you aren't drawing into like a research or something like that, you can get a little stuck. But overall, it's not that bad. Alright, that's fine. The Nest Ball is actually not bad, because it's going to be able to get us Mew, which is going to be able to, like, actually allow us to draw. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, boss's orders, pull this up, just to help get cards out of our hand. We'll be able to restart here. That gets us 2 more. Then what we can do is Metal Maker here. We do get 1 energy, which is fine for us. We can go Metang. Attach to Metang again. Retreat. Bring in Dialga. And then we'll Pokégear here. We'll actually grab the Iono. And we'll Metal Burst. And then we'll grab one more prize card. Alright, cool. So there's the other energy we need. So we only need 2 more energies, and we're in a position where if they don't boss us up on this turn, if we're able to Metal Maker just a single energy, then if they don't play another Great Tusk, then the game will be over. Because we'll... Okay, perfect. So that works perfect for us. We just have to hit a single energy. The likelihood is pretty high, but just to ensure it, what we'll do is shuffle 3 more into the deck. Just kind of increase our odds. We'll Metal Maker here. We get 2. Perfect. We'll just go ahead and attach both, just because we can. Then what we'll do is we'll Star Chronos for 220. Take the knockout. We'll get our extra turn. So this is going to be GG. This is the one thing that's like kind of nice about the Star Chronos. Great Tusk normally doesn't play like a large bench, so you can kind of just straight up abuse it. And there we go. Problem solved. Kind of pub stomping, honestly. Because Dialga Vstar... Star Chronos is like a weird attack where you think it would be like absolutely meta-defining and completely broken. But it just happened... Like, it just hasn't been that yet. But it's still so powerful when it goes off. So pretty easy game 1. Our deck works really well into theirs. Granted, you know, there was a little bit of luck factor to it. Our hand wasn't the greatest, but we played into that because we kind of knew that we would be able to win in that scenario anyway, so we don't really need the hand. In another matchup, obviously that's not really the play to go, but anyway, we'll go into game number 2, and I'll see you guys there in a moment. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 2, and we are going first. We won the coin flip, so we elected to go first. I think this deck as a whole going first is a little bit better than going second. Just because you want to make sure you have your Beldums and your Dialgas and all that kind of stuff set up, so that way it makes... Oh, cool. Nice. We're up against Chien-Pao. You want to make sure that like your Dialgas and all that kind of stuff are like set up a little bit better on your first turn, so that way you can attempt to get into situations to evolve on your following turn. Unfortunately, we didn't hit anything with the Pokégear, which kind of sucks a little bit. I think I'm just going to go ahead and attach to Dialga for now. And pass. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Unfortunately, we didn't hit anything off the Pokégear, but that's, like, fine. If we can get ourselves in, like, a Mew or something, that also works all the same. There's an Irida. I assume they're going to grab, like, a Rare Candy and a Buddy Poffin. Oh. And a Heavy Ball. Oh, for their Greninja. That's pretty cool. Shout out to that. We'll see if we're able to get the Mew Greninja play off. Right now, we're not in the best position to try to get that to work, but we could, in theory, get it. And if we can get it off, it would be kind of huge. Maniac's not terrible. We'll go Maniac here. And then I think, honestly, the best thing we can do for ourselves is, like, grab a Research. Because we don't need any of this. And then what do we want to draw alongside the Research? I think just getting Metang, right? Yeah, we'll play it safe and go Metang. We'll pass our turn. Because realistically, off the Research, we'll probably get what we're looking for anyway. Though I guess you could argue the Prime Catcher is still better, because what I want to do is use the Prime Catcher in order to knock out the Baxcalibur they're about to make. But, I don't know. I feel like just getting the Metang guaranteed right now is probably for the best. Since they're going to knock out the Zamazenta in the active anyway. I'm going to be able to bring in Dialga regardless. They're also playing Pidgey. If I can get into a Mew play, then I'll do it. But right now, I just don't really have the resources. We'll go Dialga here. We will Super Rod, just because we may as well before we throw it away. We'll go ahead and Research. There's our Metang and our Dialga V. And we do have the Prime Catcher Mew. So let's go ahead and attempt to get this to work. What we can do is we'll Metal Maker here. We'll see how many energy we get. Unfortunately, we don't hit any, and that sucks, because if we hit 2 there, then we could have pulled up that, knocked those both out. Unfortunately, we didn't get the roll that we were looking for. But what we will be able to do is Metal Blast, hit for weakness, knock out the Chien-Pao, and take 2 prizes. There's our second Dialga. So that's pretty nice for us. Hitting the 280 mark for Chien-Pao isn't the hardest thing in the world to do. Though they do already have 7 energies in their discard. Down to 3, but now their hand is almost all energy. Really? So they're just going to go for the Beldum? I feel like I kind of disagree with that. Like, I get emptying your hand, so that way you can draw more with Bidoof, but I don't agree with drawing, or like, I guess it doesn't really matter, because you can utilize Chien-Pao's attack anyway. and just pull the energy off it if you really wanted to. But if he sacks Greninja just for the Beldum, I really don't think that's ideal. I guess he's gonna put the... Oh, really? I kind of figured he put the damage onto the Metang. Alright, so... we'll put the Dialga down first. We'll go ahead and Metal Maker. Alright, so we got 3 here. That's pretty huge. What we're going to do is we're going to do 1, 2, and then we'll do 3 there. We will Prime Catcher... Actually, we're not going to do that. I think here we'll manually attach to Dialga. We'll Star Chronos here. Yeah, because we're going to be able to take 2 knockouts. So we'll Star Chronos here. Reset everything. We will kind of do a little bit of a different situation here. What the play is going to be is that we're going to power up our next Dialga, so that way we have it. And then what we'll do is that we'll Prime Catcher this one up into the active. We will bring in our Mew, free retreat, go back into our already powered up Dialga. Then what we can do is Iono here, put them down to 4 cards just to prevent them from guaranteeing this, or more than likely guaranteeing that they don't get into it. And then from here, we will just go ahead and Metal Blast. Getting rid of that. Going down to 2 prize cards, so if they ever put Chien-Pao down on the board again, we will just KO it and end the game. There's Iron Hands. That's a minor danger because of the fact that Mew is in range to get KO'd, but again, they need to now find off just being able to draw up a barrel their rare candy in order to get the game to like even be playable, which they may be able to do, but I'm very skeptical. And even still, they would need to take another prize card after this. So this game is pretty much... So they are going for the rare candy play. And they found it. Good on them. Will they have the energy? Unless they also drew into superior energy retrieval there, which would have been massive. They get the Earthen Vessel. And the rare candy and the Pidgeot. So they can go superior energy retrieval here. Power up Iron Hands. We bring back in Dialga, get the knockout, and then they would need Chien-Pao. And a lot of energy. Or I guess Chien-Pao and a boss. I will say they got a lot in just off that play. Like the Iono there made no difference because our opponent just kind of got an amazing situation. Which is a little sad, but that just kind of is what it is. Alright, we'll go ahead and put all these back in the deck. We will Ultra Ball away this and this. We will grab ourselves... I don't really know why I'm doing all this. The game's over. I can just attack, but I'm being extra about it. There's Metal Maker. Didn't find anything. But again, totally fine. We hit for 280. We're just going to end the game. I kind of got sidetracked there at the last, like, 30 seconds. when I'm like, oh, yeah, I could just attack and end the game. But yeah, the Chien-Pao matchup for us is pretty nice since, A, we hit for weakness. And then, like I kind of showed, we can Star Chronos and then, like, just kind of bully the game. We weren't able to do the Mew play like I would have really wanted to show off. I guess we could have, in the sense where we could have retreated Dialga, gone into Mew, and just done the play. Which maybe would have been better, but it was kind of... I just wanted to use the Star Chronos, is really what it came down to. But yeah, so like the game... I think the game seemed closer than it kind of was. But yeah, we'll go into game 3, and I'll see you guys there. Peace. Alright, so we're into game number 3. Our opponent won the coin flip and has chosen to go first. They had a pretty cool Alolan Ninetales sleeves. Which was pretty cool. Or not the sleeves, rather, the coin. It looks like they're playing either some sort of Arctina or Lost Zone variant. But it's Alolan Vstar powered, which is great for us, honestly, since we'll be able to utilize Dialga and things like that. What we'll do here is we'll Ultra Ball away 2 energies, grab ourselves the Greninja, place that down. Then what we can do is Ciphermaniac, grab ourselves the Buddy Poffin and a Nest Ball. Then what we can do is concealed cards, grab ourselves the cards that we search for. We'll do double Beldum. Then we'll Nest Ball for a Palkia. Then what we can do is Super Rod the 3 energies in our discard pile back into the deck and restart for 1 more. Okay, well, we just got another Super Rod, which was kind of ineffective. We can pass our turn, though. What we'll be able to do is we'll go Metang into Dialga, see what we get on our Dialga, or like what we get off the Metal Maker, and then we can always restart for a couple more cards depending on our top deck and go from there. We also retreat. We can hit for weakness, so we actually don't really need that many energy in order to knock out the Alolan Vstar, even when they make it, and it's not going to make a difference since we don't have an ability. So that's nice for us. Alright, so our opponent's just pretty much doing nothing, which works out for us, I guess. We can potentially end the game here. We'll go ahead and research first. Would have been potentially really nice to just Metal Maker. We'll go ahead and Metal. We get 1. We can manually attach, make it 2. We'll go ahead and use concealed cards, get rid of 1, see if we draw anything else that's useful. We don't. We'll go ahead and Ultra Ball these 2 away. Grab ourselves another Metang. We'll place that down. Then, same as before, we can Super Rod, double energy back into the deck. Metal Maker. We'll grab ourselves all 4 and end this game pretty quickly. So we'll retreat, bring this in, and then we'll Metal Burst just for big damage. Doesn't really matter which one we picked, but hitting for 560 is pretty cool. We'll take double prizes and end the game. Our opponent, I guess, just bricked really hard, which is unfortunate for them. Kind of unlucky, I guess, but I think that matchup was going to be extremely favored for us, but maybe that's just me being biased. Who knows? That one was kind of an underwhelming game 3, so we'll go ahead and do a game 4, since there wasn't much content in that one. I'll see you guys in game 4. Peace. Alright, so we're into game number 3. We're going to mulligan, because we got almost only Ionos and energies. And we will be going first. We mulligan, how many times? 2? 3? 4? Okay. 4 times. Interesting. Fun. We'll see what we're up against. We give our opponent a massive hand to begin with. And we're against Miraidon. So, not abundantly ideal. We play Buddy Poffin. We'll see if it works. Alright, cool. What we'll do here is we'll go Nest Ball. Do we want to just go Greninja? No, I think we have to go Dialga here. And just start to kind of set up. We'll pass our turn. What we'll be able to do is it doesn't really matter that they got such a massive hand since we're going to be using Iono on our next turn anyway. Though it does kind of suck because like the downfall of future hands is that it needs so many kind of pieces, and in order to do it, kind of runs its hand dry. So they're going to be able to utilize this and probably still end up with like 5 cards. You know, like there's the Arvin for Capsule and a Radar Ring, Techno Ring. What is the thing called? Techno Radar? Oh, they just went Nest Ball. Oh, because they already had the Techno Radar in hand. They had 2 in hand already. And I guess that makes sense, though. We did give them like a 12-card hand. I wonder what they want from the Nest Ball, though. Oh, they went with Mew. I mean, fair enough, I guess. There's the booster capsule. Peak acceleration. If we're able to... We'll be able to Star Chronos the Mew, which is pretty big for us, actually. We'll be able to Star Chronos the Iron Crowns as well. So that actually will make a huge difference as this game goes on, potentially. Alright. Getting into double Metang early is kind of massive. So we'll be able to attach here. We will Iono, get ourselves a whole new hand. And our Dialga Vstar. So kind of lucky, not gonna lie. We'll go ahead and Nest Ball, just looking to thin our hand as much as we possibly can. We'll go ahead and grab ourselves a second Dialga, just so we can start to get things powered up. It would be nice to be able to get into... actually, we'll grab the boss, just so we can start getting Star Chronos plays off as soon as possible. Double energy... Perfect, perfect. That's what we like to see. Then we'll go ahead and Metal Maker again. Only 1 this time. That's totally fine. We'll put all the energy onto our active, just so that way Star Chronos is available. We don't need it right this second, but we do want it available for the next turn, and everything else can just go on the secondary Dialga. We do have our other Beldum, so we can place that down. If we get 3 Magnezone in play at any given time, that's going to be ginormous for us. Pretty much what the play is going to be here is that no matter what, we boss up this Mew, or... I mean, probably bossing up the Iron Crown is actually probably better. But we can boss up the Iron Crown, Star Chronos it, knock it out, and then we have enough energy that what we can do after is, like, whatever they put into the active, we can just knock that out immediately following. And then we'll be in a position afterwards where on our following turn we can research for, like, any remaining pieces we might possibly need. It's only annoying that they're probably going to want to go Miraidon. So, like, we're only going to get 3 prize cards off the situation and not 4. But the end result's still the same. We still need 3 knockouts no matter the combination, since we had to knock out the Miraidon to start with. But, like, this is a situation where, like, even our Iron Hands matchup isn't the worst. It's a little risky because of how many things on the bench we play, so if they can gust us enough times, it can get, like, a little bit difficult. The Iono PAF sucks a little bit. Not because it actually, like, hinders us in any way, but it just kind of sucks because it would have been nice to start bossing things sooner. But we can still go for a very similar play if we wanted to. So we'll go 1 here. Place the energy. We can go ahead. Do we want to? No. We'll go ahead and just Metal Maker here. We'll go ahead and place all this down. And then from here, we'll Iono. We'll make 1 last Dialga, potentially. And then from here, the question is, do we Star Chronos now or not? And I think we do. Since we're only getting 1 prize card, but again, we're going to need 3 knockouts no matter what happens. So we're going to go ahead, we'll take that. And then what we'll do here is we'll Ciphers to guarantee ourselves a boss on the following turn. And then it doesn't really matter, so we'll just take the Prime Catcher, I guess. Why not? And that way what we'll be able to do is guarantee ourselves the knockout no matter what kind of play perspires after the fact. So, like, we'll get the 2 prize cards here. We only need 1 knockout. We're guaranteed the boss on the following turn. So even if they come in and, you know, knock us out here and take 3 prizes, doesn't really matter. We already have 1 Dialga queued up in the back. We'll be able to come right in, boss up anything we want. If some shenanigans were to take place that would stop us from knocking out the active, which won't happen anyway, but it's still, you know, nice. The Erica's invitation's weird. Kind of took me back for a second. That's certainly odd. It's not a bad play, though, actually. Like, that's kind of smart. They'll get 2 prize cards off of this, but, again, the situation is still exactly the same. They're going to get knocked out. We just bring Dialga back in and just take the KO immediately. Yeah, I'm not really sure what they're waiting on. Because they're going to be doing, let's see, 120, 140, 160, 180, 200. Yeah, so they would have had the damage to knock out the active Dialga Vstar. Not really sure why they didn't just go for that and take the 3. Alright, there's our boss. We hit for 240 anyway. So we'll just go ahead and take the final knockout with the Metal Burst. No need to play extra cards, do anything else. We'll just speed up the game. Take another 2 prize cards. There's our other Metang. And end the game. So yeah, I think you can kind of see like Dialga is so strong right now. It has actually like a way better matchup into things than you'd think. Metal Burst is really, really strong. Iron Hands can be a little bit iffy because of the fact that they can kind of bypass Dialga by utilizing like bosses and all this kind of stuff to like pull up your Metangs, and that can definitely hurt you if you don't get rolling fast enough. Which definitely can be an issue. I would say Iron Hands is one of your harder matchups. But overall, it's like not too bad. Charizards also can be a little bit iffy in the later stages of the game, but for the most part, it's not all that bad either. It's definitely like winnable. So I would definitely say like Charizard's maybe one of your hardest matchups out of the things you'll come across, but you do really well into the field against like everything else, especially all the different rogue and single prize decks. You kind of just dumpster them pretty easily, to be honest. So yeah, that's going to be the game, guys. Definitely let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to join the Discord. It's growing every day, and it's been great. We're really looking to get tournaments started there, so if you join, please go into the announcement tab and fill out the forum, so that way I can get started creating a tournament with, you know, everyone's preferences in mind to kind of time slots and dates and stuff like that to make it accessible for everyone who wants to participate in it. So yeah, thank you guys all for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.